So, before we start today, I thought we'd go ahead and begin with a little bit of a reminder of what just happened. To wit. So as you can see, we've actually done up our transmog a little bit, just for you guys, just to give you some variety, for our normal suit over there. But first I want to say hi to everyone. Hi Permeus, hi Norlix, hi Commander, hi Genghis, hi Shmadolf, hi Necro, hi Bender, hey Charlord. So, without further ado...
Speak, friend.
Oh, one quick thing.
Strength.
So originally, okay, so he broke out of here, right, the Maelstrom, and that's where Deepholm is. Originally, it was actually supposed to be an unused zone, which doesn't actually exist anymore, called the Scar of Deathwing, which is going to be over here, right? So that I mentioned that because not only does that change things a little bit, but the other much more important reason why that changes things is because if you were paying attention to the cinematic there, he actually erupts from what looks like a forested woodland area. Now we can explain that because now we can just assume, oh, he was just flying over the area. But that was actually supposed to be him erupting from this area right by Stormwind up here. And they decided that before they changed their mind and moved it to the Maelstrom. So that's why he doesn't come erupting out of the Maelstrom, if you're curious. Hi, Shadow. Hi, Spirit of Memory. Alright.
What do you need?
See, we have like 3 quests to go to this. 3 go-tos to go to Deepholm. I think they really want us to go to Deepholm, guys. Hit me, Ginger Ninja.
Go forth to victory.
Yeah, Deepholm.
For the Horde.
Deepholm. Yep,
May your blades
okay.
never dull.
Okay.
For the Horde.
Yes,
Strength.
Okay.
McGraw.
I did. All of them Nothrism, except that's totally unrealistic. Brandon Sanderson. Let me look that guy up. Brandon Sanderson. What have you written? Mistborn, apparently. I feel like I've read Mistborn. Something. What else? He apparently did some work on Wheel of Time. I'm gonna go ahead and just answer no, because I'm not really recognizing this guy or his series. So, like, I recognize Mistborn, I recognize Wheel of Time. That's basically it. Greetings, Velvaxes. Only a few are dead. Yes, you are known to the Earthen Ring by name. Your exploits and accomplishments are many. Azeroth already stands in your debt, and yet she is in need of heroes. I am but a messenger. A familiar presence seeks an audience with you. Peer into the waters of far-seeing.
Go forth
Behold.
to victory. Be safe.
The fate of our world. Where's the waters? Oh, there it is. Over there. What is the fate of our world?
Citizen of Azeroth, behold. Our world groans in agony, besieged by an adversary of unspeakable power. As her lands break and crumble, the fractures that divide her people must be mended.
Seriously?
For neither side can overcome this threat alone. Join me. Cast aside your prejudices. Together, we must heal Azeroth's wounds, and those of her people.
Nice speech, but would you believe a lot of people complained about the fact that they had to work with Thrall in Cata? Seriously, people complained about that. Because, you know, he's the bad guy, because he's Horde. Anyways, hey, Anthony.
What do you need? For the Horde.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank the spirits you're finally here. We're not sure how much longer we can maintain the rift and the Maelstrom. Our most powerful members of the shamans, led by Thrall, are barely preventing the tear. Last I heard, our only hope was to go through the breach and attempt to stabilize it from the other side. I will conjure a portal. Take it! Report to Thrall as soon as you can.
Be safe. Strength.
Welcome to the Maelstrom. As you can see, reality is a little twisted around here. Just a little bit. I like this, by the way. This is, of course, only just the very center of the Maelstrom and the eternal storm that warms here. But I like the way they present this visually. It's a good design. And, of course, there's where reality is kind of not quite right. For those of you not fully aware, because they're stupid, Anthony. Thank you. For those of you not quite aware what's going on here, so when Deathwing erupted into Azeroth, he didn't actually erupt from within Azeroth. He wasn't in Azeroth at all. He was in one of the elemental prisons, which is connected to Azeroth. The plane of Deepholm, of course. He smashed through the dimensional barriers, not the physical barriers, and that's what created this particular thing in the very center of the Maelstrom. Again, the whole Stormwind thing. Now, funny thing, first of all, on his way out, he smashed the pillar, which we'll talk about in a minute. But second of all, there's literally a break between the physical realm and the elemental realm. And so, Thrall is here along with, there he is, Nobundo. I hope you recognize him, the other most powerful shaman in the setting. Earth Fury's up there, and I believe they actually, can't actually see the rest of them here. But the idea here is that there are several shamans here, amongst which Thrall is one of them, and all of them are basically like, if you can imagine, to give this into weird terms, imagine this is the Earth's health bar, excuse me, the Azeroth's health bar, and it's continuously draining as long as this wound is open. So they are literally spamming heals onto it, just spamming heals, trying to prevent the health bar from falling, because if it does, we're all going to die. Yeah.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish?
Thrall's muscles strain as primal energy flows through him. His eyes shift your way, acknowledging arrival. It's good to see you, Velvaxis.
Loktar, friend.
Shut up. I knew you'd heed our call, Velvaxis. When Deathwing was first defeated by the other dragon aspects, he retreated to Deepholm, realm of the earth. Deathwing's return to our world left a rift open between Azeroth and Deepholm. If we don't mend the breach, this land will be torn asunder. We're doing our best to contain the damage on this side of the rift. Aggro will take you through the rift, so you can repair the damage on the other side. Oh, by the way, I just want you to consider how insane both the Alliance and Horde are. Like, they both united and worked together on this, and I like the fact that the false flag operation is revealed for what it is. But what I mean by insane is they drove airships into that thing. Both the Alliance and the Horde sent an airship into that. Amongst this. Keep in mind the Maelstrom, just in general, is not the safest or nicest terrain for traveling in general. And they piloted an airship into the Maelstrom, to the center of the Maelstrom, and then basically into that. Damn.
I hope you have a strong stomach. Traveling through the breach is not for the weak. We're at the center of the Maelstrom, the rift between Deepholm and Azeroth. Watch as it threatens to tear your world apart.
My world?
Let us hope Thrall and the others can contain it while you're inside. This is it. Brace yourself. You made it. Good. This is the Temple of Earth. It's the most important structure in Deepholm. There was once a Titan-made stone inside. It was known as the World's Pillar. The name was literal. It bore the weight of all the elemental and magnetic forces in Deepholm. It was shattered when Deathwing broke through the dome above and created the rift between the two worlds. All of Deepholm is going to collapse into Azeroth if we do not put the World Pillar back together. The first fragment was going to be delivered to us by a Horde gunship known as the Storm's Fury. It never made it here. We've taken control of the temple, and we're containing as much of the damage as we can. Go inside and speak to Marut. He's in charge. We are all counting on you.
I know, I just love the way she says that. Your world. If anything happens to your world, I'm out. I'm going back to Draenor. Peace.
How?
You've arrived just in time. All our resources are tied up, keeping the rift stable. We need someone like you to help us recover the fragments of the pillar.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
The Archstone was being transported by inside a flying Horde gunship called the Storm's Fury. The airship crashed south of here, and our scrying has revealed the Archstone's no longer aboard it.
Go in peace.
What you need, stranger?
It's taking every ounce of power to keep this realm stable in the absence of the World Pillar. As shamans, we can tap directly into the energies of the elementals that inhabit Deepholm and use them to heal the damage that the rift is causing. Take this totem and place it on the ground outside. Any energized geodes or lodestone elementals destroyed in its proximity will feel the energy with the choir. I'm going to comment on how horrible that is in just a second. We are in the plane of Earth, Volvoxus. Everything is absorbed by the land eventually. The Storm's Fury will soon be turned to dust. We won't gain any insight from its remains. Go and destroy the elementals that are dismantling the ship. We're only delaying the inevitable, but we need to buy ourselves some time to track down the pieces of the pillar.
Luck to you.
Greetings, friend.
My goblin initiate has been gone for some time. His name is Goldmine. I sent him to observe the local rock flare southwest of the quartzite basin. Perhaps you would be willing to find him. When you do, please ask him to come back to the temple.
Do not lose faith.
I remember that, Permius. We have a contingent of the reliquary in the chamber just northeast of the temple. They've been making increasing noises about something the Twilight Hammer is up to. Would you be a dear and see what they need? Maybe in a minute. By the way, hi Zoan. Hi Raving. And goodbye, Norlix, even though you're long gone. So, let me just go ahead and get this off my chest. Deep breath. I love Deepholm. The quests here are not the best, but I love the story, and I absolutely love the aesthetic. You see this right here? This tiny little detail is probably my favorite thing about Deepholm. Because gravity and magnetics don't work the same way here, rather than everything just being, you know, on the ground like it would be, it's actually hovering just above the ground. I love that tiny detail. I also love the fact that, you know, they're... Like, you can see the outlines of this construction, even though it's been torn in pieces. Fun fact, really quick, before we get into more stuff. You see this? We're not actually 100% sure if this is how it's supposed to look. Like, the automatic assumption several people had, including me, was that this used to be a complete ceiling. Like, you look up and you just see the ceiling. And that this used to connect up to that ceiling, and it was shattered when Deathwing went up for it. But some people theorized that it had always looked like this, and that's the path Deathwing used to get back. So I'm not actually sure which of those is true. Feel free to insert your own speculation on this one, because, yeah. One other thing I want to point out, there's a small, not quite inconsistency. If you read the Stone Core thing, it's like, Stone Core is where Deathwing was resting while he was being recovered. And yet, that's where he was resting. In fact, that's literally the location we just saw in the cinematic I just showed you. We can even see the path that he took to get up to the temple over there, so... You know... Yeah. Hi, Corwin. No, this is Deepholm, Raving. The elemental plane of Earth. Hello, Dakota. I also really, 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 really love the aesthetic here. With hope, I'll be able to show something off. It's kind of a random occurrence as we're going through here. Excuse me. You mean, am I going... 100% chance, Corwin. But I don't think I'll interrupt the WoW Lorerun to do so. Depends. Probably not, though. So, we found this initiate gold mine.
What?
Hey, lend me a hand, would you, Toots?
Move it!
This guy's the son of the Earthen leader. Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? He almost made it to the temple when he got ambushed by more rock flares than I can count. We know the Earthen Stonefather is the middle fragment of the pillar. Maybe if we were to heal his son, he'd give us the fragment? My heals won't work on flint here, but if we get some of that quartzite resin off the monsters, I think I can make an explosive compound that'll bond and cauterize his wounds. That's right, we're going to heal him with explosives. That's actually what we're about to do.
Careful out there.
We need something that's going to make the compound go boom. I'm all out of gunpowder, but I think I know what we can use instead. The heart of my fire elemental. Here, just take the fire totem east and flip the switch, and yeah, he'll be summoned. Bring his heart back and we'll be in business. I like the quest thing. Goldmine said it was okay to get the burning heart, so I guess it's okay.
On your way.
Ah, that could be Permius. Alright. Right, Paladin. Oh, that sucks, Raving. One of the other things I like about Deepholm is there's like sections to it. Like here's the quartzite, the quartz area. Up there we'll see some jade. Over there we'll see some cobalt. There's also some emeralds and rubies around here. Basically all the different major gemstones are visible and present and have their own section basically. And I really like that there's an amethyst area. I love the aesthetic here. I really, really do. I actually freely admit that the aesthetic of a location I can't even name because it would be a spoiler inside Primus was actually based on this place. Again, in terms of aesthetics, in terms of visual design. just because I love the design of this place. I know that's not saying anything new, because I love the design of all of the elemental planes, but that's just Cataclysm in a nutshell, isn't it? Great visual design for each of the elemental planes. So, now's probably a good enough time as any to talk about something weird. So, the Earth Elemental, the shaman there, the going back at the temple, he just asked us to kill Earth Elementals here and absorb their power into a totem so we can repair the pillar. This is the plane of Earth. If you don't really... Oh, wrong one. If you don't fully understand the point here, we are permanently killing these because we're in the plane of Earth. We are... So, like... Unlike most of the time, when we end up defeating an elemental... Okay, fine. Unlike most of the time when we end up defeating an elemental in order to gain its power or whatever, we are 100% permanently killing these things to gain their power. And that is a shaman of the Earthen Ring who is asking us to do that. Now, I don't think that's inconsistent, quite the contrary. I think that just highlights how desperate they are. But it does kind of help explain something that'll be happening later, so I just want you to keep that in the back of your mind, that we are butchering Earth Elementals in order to rip their power out of them. So some people might ask why Deathwing came to Deepholm. Oh, hey, watch. Maybe. There you go. Love the pseudo-magnetic forces of Deepholm. It's kind of cool there. Some people might ask why Deathwing came to Deepholm, of all places, to hide when everyone thought he was dead, which I should explain a little bit as well. That sucks psychotic, by the way. I've been there. Dudes all around today. First of all, Deathwing is the Earth Warder. He is the most connected with Earth, so it makes sense that if he was going to hide somewhere, in order to, not die, this would be the location he would go to. But you might ask, well, hang on, what was so damaging to Deathwing that he had to go disappear for years and recover? Well, turns out, funny story, you remember that dragon soul he made? Well, one of the things that made it the most powerful weapon ever to be made in the history of ever was the fact that it was empowered by the essence of each of the aspects, except for except for a Neltharion, right? And that enabled it to have to basically nullify their powers, weakening their powers, and also granting whoever's wielding it basically all of their power. By the way, Shadow, check it out. Oh, you were already here for that. Never mind. Sorry. So it was actually called the Demon Soul at this point in time, because it also contained demon's blood and some other things. It was an amalgam of like a dozen different power sources. Very, very powerful weapon. Anyways, long story short, that weapon pretty much gave Deathwing the ability to control the other aspects, and it was actually being used to control Alexstrasza. We've talked about that before several times. Hey, Darker. Well, thanks to a few events and a gentleman named Ronan. Wow, they really did a number on this. Look at this. God. Yeah, this was a Horde gunship here. There's the back of it. Here's the front of it. There's one of the Zeppelin wing things. Jeez Louise. Yikes. Anyways, thanks to Ronan and a few other individuals, the Demon Soul was destroyed. That's really all that boils down to. I know you're expecting some big story, but honestly, there is no big story to be had here. There's just, oh my god, Ronan saved them and blah, 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 the end. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we'll find out why exactly the Horde gunship got split up in just a second. First, I wanted to do this. Anyways, with the Demon Soul destroyed, Deathwing was actually there, along with Malygos, Izera, Alexstrasza, and Nosdormu. All of them were there. If you don't understand the significance of that, this is the only time Malygos came out of his stupor ever until Wrath. This was after the Second War, before the Third War, for a little bit of timeline reference. And Malygos actually came out just to fight Deathwing on this matter. Once the soul was destroyed, all of the power of the aspects went back into the aspects, which suddenly meant that Deathwing, who previously had been overconfidently, basically immune to their power, was suddenly vulnerable to them. And that was the end of that. So, Deathwing got the hell out of Dodge, fled more or less literally for his life. Now, the thing is, for the longest time, all of us, including the players, assumed Deathwing actually died as a result of that battle. It's one of the reasons why in BC, the news that Deathwing had survived was actually a big deal. It's like, wait, what? He's still alive? But everyone was operating, well, virtually everyone was operating under the assumption that he was dead. Even his own children were, Onyxia and Farian. But he was actually here in Deepholm. Now, I mentioned it was a pseudo-retcon. It's not that much of a retcon. It's just a little bit of inconsistency. Basically, he fled to Deepholm, buried into the stone core, and said, "Leave me alone," and spent the next, I guess that would be about 10, 15 years, something like that, recuperating and recovering from his wounds. And well, it turns out that when you have a old god as your paymaster, he's got a lot of other people as his paymaster as well. So N'Zoth, bit by bit, trickled members of the Twilight Hammer into Deepholm. Inch by inch. Oh my god, these freaking glasses. Need another wipe. And as these guys trickled in bit by bit, they started working on forging some way to not only heal Deathwing, but to empower him even further. He already had the plates of armor slabbed onto him, but that was from like 10,000 years ago. That was what the goblins did forever ago. The Twilight Hammer pretty much ripped those ones off and gave him new plates to keep him together. Much stronger plates, plates of Elementium. Getting rid of these plates would be a much, much harder issue than getting rid of the plates that he already had on. So he's much more armored, much more powerful. And then he burst out. So, like I said, it's a pseudo-inconsistency, because according to the thing, according to the dungeon journal, he actually got those plates grafted onto him in stone core, even though we know that's not true, because, like I said, it's right there is where that happened. However, it's not that much of an inconsistency if you just assume that for the last decade, he'd been sitting in the stone core going, and then they showed up and grafted the plates onto him, and that's why he is only now burst forth. Yes, the time between dimensions is analogous. At least there is absolutely no evidence to indicate the contrary, given the events of Cataclysm itself. Where am I? Now, let's go for this one first. So in here we find the captain's log, stardate, blah blah blah. Approaching the Temple of Earth at 300 knots and commencing landing maneuvers according to the new route. We've made note of low pressure systems in the north end. Blood and thunder! Alliance scum approach! I have to admit, I was really pissed off when I first read this, because I was like, oh my god. The Horde were carrying the World Pillar thing, and the Alliance are like, ooh, we can kill some Horde, and attack the Horde. That's actually not what happened, if it's not obvious. But we'll get to that. Let's see. Any other clues? Up? What's this? An unexploded Alliance artillery shell. I hate you, Spawn Carnage. I'm kidding. Congrats. So there was definitely a battle. It was definitely against the Alliance, and the Alliance definitely attacked. Right? That's what we're getting from this evidence? And by the way, there's the Alliance gunship right up there. So... By the way, this is kind of neat in its own horrible way. See these? These are places where the earth was scarred by the magma blood. That is Deathwing at this point in time. Because his blood is magma, basically, at this point. Deepholm, I hate this place. Wait, you're not Initiate Goldmine. I know what you're after. I can sense it. This is not in my contract. Die, Blood Elf! Ah, you tell Goldmine he's a dead goblin. Our contract is over. As we mentioned earlier, to a goblin, being a shaman is just another form of contracting. There is, Anthony. I actually mentioned that in Outland, Necro, but basically, the overall assumption there is yes.
Quickly! Quickly!
It won't take much resin. His rock flares are pretty dangerous, though. I think I happen to be a grandmaster in all things explosively alchemical.
Hit the road!
Yeah, I got your thing for
Makes
you.
sense!
Uh-oh. Sounds he wasn't very happy about the situation. How was I supposed to know? I'm just an initiate after all. Ah, well, I'll worry about Magmatooth later. Alright, take this and apply it to his wounds. If the cauterizing effect of the flash strike explosion doesn't crack him wide open, it should heal him completely, I think.
Move it!
Okay, so let's just apply explosives.
Go! Go!
Looks like that did it. He should come to any moment now. Told you I was a grandmaster of alchemy. I got some extra resin left over. I can make all kinds of explosively wonderful stuff. Yeah, that's great. He looks a little loopy to me. His head must be ringing. Get him inside the temple, see what the Earth Color wants to do with him. I think I'm gonna stay out here and observe the rock flares.
Hit the road!
Come on, buddy. Oh, I'm ready to meet with your so-called Earth Caller. That's why I repeated myself, Necro. I understand. I don't mind. I know not everyone has been watching for the last month. You must drop everything you're doing and help free my father. But I've got a lot of very important things I'm doing right now. Like, seriously. The Alliance just attacked. Don't you understand how important that is? They'd probably die. I do think Paladin is fun to play, yes. Call me a weirdo. What do you have you here, Volvoxus? Earthcaller, my father, Stonefarer the Ornmantle, has been taken prisoner by the Trogs of the Needlerock Spire. I demand you send aid to Stoneheart. Help us in our war to free the Stonefather. This one assisted me should be adequate. Have him report to our thing. Wow, really polite and diplomatic sort, aren't these guys?
Each day is a blessing.
Oh, we are honored by Flight Ormantle's presence. I am given to understand the Stonefather is in possession of a fragment of the World Pillar. It is imperative we recover all the fragments. The instability between the worlds is increasing. Soon it may become too great for even Thrall to hold it back. Yeah, he's not the only shaman up there. In lore, there's like a dozen of the best shamans in the world up there going... Nabungo's up there, dude. Come on. Anyways. The Earthen and the Stundrog somehow found their way to Deepholm through Oldham more than 15,000 years ago. They've been warring for the last 15,000 years. If we were to recover the middle fragment of the World Pillar, the Stonefather must be rescued. Please go to Stonehearth and do everything you can to aid the Earthen in their war against the Stonetrogs.
Be kind to
Yeah, I'll
those
think about
less
it.
fortunate.
No. We gotta help him out first. We're outsiders. We suck. I don't think they care about self-preservation. Personally, I've never seen any self-preservation traits shown amongst the old gods.
I am forsaken.
It's about time someone came to speak with us on matters most urgent.
Trust no one.
We came here to investigate rumors of a Titan artifact up at the Master's Gate. One of those Twilight Hammer's cultists must have the plans for what they're doing up there. You're gonna have to get them for us. Kill the cultists until you find them.
Our time will come.
Baladash Malanore.
I am quite adept at riding my flying carpet. Unfortunately, when I tried to investigate what the cultist had uncovered, I was shot down. You look as if you might be skilled in flying range as well. Would you mind flying up there to see what they've unearthed?
Salama Ashalanore.
Sure. By the way, do not try to do Deepholm without flying. I'm not even sure it's possible. But even if it's possible, it's not going to be a fun time. So, you know. I'm not saying anything on my end, so I don't know what to tell you about that one.
We survive.
Oh, thank you, Volvoxus. We need all the power we can to muster to keep Deepholm stable.
See you.
Ah, you did what was necessary. I can tell you're the sort of paladin I'll get along with well. I hope so, Spawn, but I really doubt it.
You'll come back sometime.
Well met.
The clues point to an obvious conclusion. Too obvious, perhaps. Why would the Alliance attack the Horde? Why, indeed?
Walk with the Earth Mother.
Why would the Alliance attack the Horde just as they're about to deliver a fragment of the World Pillar to us? Yeah, see, I gotta admit, the moment I read that, I was like, wait. I could buy the Alliance being stupid, but trust me, I can. But the timing of that was a little bit too convenient. For them to attack literally as they're coming in for a landing to deliver the pillar. Nah, I can't buy that. The Earthen Ring is a neutral organization. We cannot pick sides in the war between the Horde and the Alliance. Look around you. Our members come from all backgrounds. Our mission will be compromised should racial tensions be put above our goal. Let's keep this under wraps until we have more information. We must not jump to conclusions yet. I'll send you and one of our new members to look for the Alliance gunship. Find out what you can without dragging us into the conflict.
We shall meet again.
So one thing I like about Deepholm, quest-wise, is it's like the opposite of your standard cata-quest zone. Your standard cata-quest zone, and I've talked about this before, is bundle of quests, go to, bundle of quests, go to, bundle of quests, right? And you generally have to do everything to advance through it because it's a linear story. Deepholm is a little different. When you start off, you're given basically several different branches as far as quests you can do. And this is actually going to be kind of similar to something we'll see in Legion, because each branch is its own particularly separate quest chain, and each one has to do with getting one of the pieces of the World Pillar. We've got the piece to go after the Twilight Hammers, we've got the piece to go after the Trogs, we've got the piece to go after the one of the Alliance, and once we're done with those, and once we finished all of these chains, then it'll link up for another major chain. So it does this rather than this, which I actually like, design-wise. It's a nice break. I like variety. I think we're going to go after the Alliance first. Let's figure out what the Alliance scum have been doing. Because clearly the Alliance are evil. I mean, why else would they attack the Horde gunship right in front of the Temple of Earth, right before they're ready to deliver it? There's no possible explanation for that. Other than the Alliance being stupid and evil, of course. I mean, but I don't even feel the need to mention that. Alright. Alright, here we go. Here's the Alliance. Oh, crap. There's a lot of dead people on this ship. Holy crap. Wow. The ship's also tilting pretty badly. Yikes. Hang on. Hey.
May the ancestors watch over you.
Ugh, well, Voxus. I was told I'd have company soon.
I was born to fly.
That's true, Spawn. Something's wrong here, Velvoxus. The ship's crew's been slain, yet there's no bloodshed or damage to the ship's structure. This wasn't the Horde's doing. We'll find the answers we seek by speaking to the spirits of the dead. They've not yet left this world. Well, yeah, we're in the elemental. Take this totem and place it near the corpses of the fallen. You'll have a few seconds to listen to their last few thoughts. Beware, there's no telling how the spirits of the dead will react to our prodding.
May the ancestors watch over you.
It's possible we'll find further clues inside the Admiral's cabin. You'll find it directly below us. Sure. By the way, here's a question for you, Permeus. How do you get up to this ship without flying? Like, is that possible? Like, okay, let's try that again. Okie dokie. Twilight scum, you did this to us! And yeah, that pretty much explains everything right there. We really don't even need to see the rest of them. Twilight scum, you did this is all we need to know. Everyone who started dropping like flies. Everyone who ate the rations. That is true, Necro. That is true. But no, this was not actually the Alliance. This was a false flag operation. Which is funny, because if you're paying attention, this is, I think, like the 8th time the Twilight Hammer has tried to incite the Alliance and the Horde into war. And I shouldn't say try to, because they actually successfully started the war that happened pre-Cata. That was the Twilight Hammer fault, I guess is the word. Yeah, it was their fault. They're the ones who did the false flag operation and actually kickstarted the Alliance Horde War. It's just them up to their old tricks again. Oh crap! Let's not jump around here. Let's get back up here.
I was born to fly.
We were bound to run into the Twilight Hammer sooner or later. They're behind us. It's quite likely there were pillar fragments in their possession.
No, I did just lose a couple of frames there. Just a couple, nothing significant. Like, literally, it was less than 1% of frames. Looks like the Twilight Hammer is still on the ship. Go below decks and take them out. Be careful, I fear they're not here for a spiritual retreat, if you know what I mean.
May the ancestors watch over you.
Actually, it's not too late. The cultists are probably still here. Go below decks and find out who's in charge and subdue them. We'll always obtain answers to our questions one way or another. Yeah, no kidding. And I have to agree with Darker. It is a little sad how the Twilight's Hammer manages to fool the Horde and the Alliance leadership like 7 times. I'm just glad this is one of the times they don't. And you know what's really, really sad? The only reason the Alliance and the Horde don't blame each other for this incident is because they don't know about it. We found out about it. We tell a neutral person. The neutral person says, go investigate, and we find out the truth. Oh my gosh, what a crazy and amazing concept. Anyways, hey, so yeah, this sucks. This is really, really depressing right here. So there's the only surviving crew member. Notice the blood.
Need help?
The ship's filled with rats. Not sure who you're with. You don't look like one of them. Not sure what happened. I slept through supper and woke up to a ship full of dead people and murderers. Not sure if you want to kill me or not, but I'll spare you the trouble. He points to a wound in his stomach. His insides are not where they should be. I can keep steering the ship for a while longer. You don't die from a gut wound immediately. Just bring me some rope and some rum. No. Whiskey.
Be careful.
Whiskey it is. You know, I'm a paladin. I could heal you. I really don't mind. I'm okay with the Alliance. I mean, you know, unlike some other idiots I can point to. Gosh! Oh, excuse me. See if we can't find some rum in here. Let's see. Excuse me. I know it says in my title that I'm the Fire Lord, and that I'm wearing fire. I thought that would be appropriate, by the way.
This...
Sorry. Sorry. I like how Northrend music plays on the ship, by the way. Icecrown, specifically. Mostly just because I like that music. But also because it's rather appropriate for the circumstances. I gotta be honest, I don't know how anyone could stand just straight rum. But, I mean, I don't like alcohol in general, so I'm really the wrong person to ask about that. Yeah, it is. My connection's going to hell. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm redlining right now. I could heal that guy. I don't know why it's not letting me. Hang on. Well, I don't think it matters that much, Spawn. So, whichever. Yeah, I could, but I kind of can't. See? It's gone. That's right, the Twilight Hammer took the super weapon. Besides, I showed the one off in Northrend. You're welcome, Darch, I think. I think that's a thank you. God damn it. I may have to bounce the router at this point. I swear he's unconscious. I didn't kill him. This might be on Twitch's end, because my connection looks clean, and I got nothing going on the network right now, other than the stream. Hang on, let me check Twitch's status really quick. I have no idea, Spawn. No, Twitch seems to be... Well, Twitch status is fine. Do they have a big event going on, maybe? Well, there's about 250,000 MOBA viewers, which isn't too big. Weird. Okay, so... Well, god damn it. Literally the only thing I could do is crank the quality down in order to try and fix that situation. And where's the whiskey? Yeah, I got nothing, guys. I'm going to watch it, see if it continues to be bad. I'll just put that over there so I can watch the connection while playing. There we go. And if it continues to be bad, I'm just going to go ahead and crank the quality down. Right, lifeboats. Where's the lifeboats? There they are. Hello, Mind Blast. What's up? Yeah, like I said, it doesn't look like there's some big event going on right now. Gosh darn it, where is it? I need me some whiskey! Seriously, I need whiskey. Can't I just go buy some whiskey? No, he probably doesn't have that much time. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Light be with you.
Yeah, what I asked for you? Alright. Help me get tied to the wheel. He sips from the whiskey.
Light bless you.
Thanks. So give us a couple more hours of not running into the rocks. No guarantees after that. Yeah, so this is kind of a messed up situation. He is literally dying. And literally tied to the wheel to make sure that this thing can keep being in the air. He's nowhere near capable enough of, you know, not crashing or landing this thing, so What I'm trying to say is, in a few hours, this ship's gonna go.
I was born to fly.
I like this, by the way. Take no prisoners.
May
And
the
second thought, take one
ancestors
prisoner.
watch over you.
Oh, this is a heavy one. He nearly broke me griffin's back. Are you ready to interrogate the ogre, Valaxis? Hop on, let's see what Mr. Ogreface has to say for himself. Ah, don't be shy. Stormbeak's only ever dropped a passenger a couple of times. Sure. Come on, Mr. Ogre. This is a little nonsensical to me, if I'm being honest.
All right, sunshine. Time to spill your guts before I spill them for you.
Wait! You can't do this! You people must have a code of honor or something!
I'm a daughter of the Wild Hammer clan and a shaman of the Earthen ring. My code compels me to honor my ancestors and the elements. Doesn't say a damn thing about dog ugly ogres.
Stop that, you tiny angry woman! I'll tell you everything! What do you want to know?
You can start by telling us where the world pillar fragment is. My griffin's starting to look a wee bit tired from hauling you around.
It was delivered to the Forge Master at Deathwing's Fall! I swear, that's all I know! Happy now? Pull me up, you vicious little dwarf!
Ah, you were never in any danger, sweetheart. My friends down below would have caught you. You're worth far too much to us alive.
What? What have you done? No! Do you have any idea what the Twilight Council will do to me when they find out I've talked? I would sooner die!
Interesting. I've never heard of the Twilight Council. Until now.
You tiny angry woman. Sorry. So, you might be thinking, wait. That doesn't make sense. We're threatening him with death and dismemberment, and he agrees to help us out of fear of death and dismemberment. But when he helps us, he goes ahead and kills himself. The inconsistency there can be explained very, very simply. She was using air elementals. Yeah. So now word would get out that he betrayed them.
I was born to fly.
We have our answers, Velvoxus. Let's report back. We must get back to the others at the temple. Chances are the fragment's already moved to a more secure location. Tell Marut what you know. I'm gonna do a little investigating about this Twilight Council in the meantime. Is she one of the ones? That's what I thought. She's one of the ones who can join us in Warlords. I wasn't sure if she was one of the ones who joins us in Warlords or one of the ones who dies horribly in the war. Because they're both a possibility. Oh, I should head over here really quick while I'm thinking about it. Gossip does travel on the wind. But yeah, it makes a lot more sense when you think about it that way. Because, oh my god, air elementals, crap! No, I'd rather die. Ugh. Is roughly what that was going on there. Hey, look, it's Heathen Call. What's up, dude? Oh, crap. He's gonna kill me. Oh, run. Yeah, what Zawan says there is kind of what I was leaning towards. Okay, so they've got a teleporter in here. A Titan teleporter. Cute. What else have they got around here? Hey, you. Ah, you have plans on you. Fantastic. I'm just going to deliberately ignore the Earthen because they were dicks to me. That's always a good policy, right? When opening up diplomatic relations to another race. Well, you were a dick to me, so screw you. She's going to be up there. Okay. Sorry, just thinking about a few things. Also, I feel like I know the voice actor who played the ogre there. Not really, Darch. Although we do know that there's quite a few ogres who have void magic, and quite a few ogres who have had, I really should say, arcane magic. Ogres also of the Gorian Empire also mastered runic magic, which is more not a specific school of magic, just a style of casting, but still.
Hail.
We must investigate your findings further. We must not lose track of the fragment. The Twilight Hammer involvement in the disappearance of the world Pillar fragment makes complete sense. Let us hope we can act swiftly enough to recover it. I have established a spiritual bond with you. We should be able to communicate while in Deepholm. Go to the Deathwing's Fall to the southeast and investigate the operation there.
May the eternal sun shine upon.
No, there's no shining going on here, buddy. Sorry. I have to admit, I wonder how long it took the Keepers to craft the 4 elemental planes. I mean, seriously, that sounds like a lengthy endeavor.
This had better be good.
Those plans are our key to everything. This is just gibberish. What does this even say? What language is that?
Goodbye.
Glory to the Sindori.
A Waygate? They unearthed a Titan Waygate? This is very interesting and potentially very bad. Did you hear the man going on with his incessant yelling while you're up there? That's Haven Call, their leader. It's a well-known fact he's gone insane from the powers he's drawing from. He's drawing from their bound elementals. Unfortunately, it makes him nigh invincible. If you're to fight him, you'll have to first kill each of the elementals, gaining their wards in the process. That should protect you from his magic. Well, most of it anyways.
Remember the Sunwell.
We don't have the tools to decipher these plans. The Twilight Hammer do, though. Would you take the plans back up there and run them through their one-time decryption engines?
Dark Lady.
That seems really inefficient. A one-use decryptor, of which you need multiple in order to decrypt something. You gotta mass-produce those things at that point. Meanwhile, Thrall's up top going, "Are they making any progress yet? Yeah!"
What?
When Deathwing escaped to Deepholm, his corruption was extreme, but perhaps not yet absolute. The cultists at Deathwing's Fall harvest and shape the corrupted blood he left behind into living organisms to draw from their power. That's really gross. What if trace of the Earthwarder's essence remains? After all, Notharian was an aspect of Earth before he was the aspect of death. Gather samples from the living blood the cultists have created. We'll see if any traces of the Earthwarder remain.
So long.
Well, okay. What do you guys think? Any trace of Notharian still in there? I do feel kind of bad that I'm literally making Thrall wait as I just wander around doing random quests. Like, Look, Thrall, I'd love to help you, but this Earthen dude, he insists I help his father before he gives me the World Pillar. I'd love to lessen the load of your burden, but I literally can't, so... Got issues here right now. Sorry, buddy. You know, I admit there's probably only one thing I don't like about Deepholm. The music. It's kind of atmospheric music, and it's not really that engaging, you know what I mean? This must be where the World Pillar fragment was brought. Let's have a closer look. The Twilight Hammer are wielding foul magic here. They animate and energize the remains of Deathwing's blood, so instead of drying out and disappearing, it thrives and becomes more abundant. Take out the Blood Shaper, see if you have any clues as to where they have this Forge Master. Also, that's just so gross. It's a very Twilight Hammer, but ugh. You're horrible, Darker. Alliance. That's all you are, Darker. Alliance. Scum. So yeah, this is the actual location, as I mentioned earlier, that we saw during the cinematic, where they were, where he was resting and getting stuff plated to him. And of course, now they've got their new operation here of harvesting his blood, which is kind of weird, if I'm being honest. But I know you guys love that blood magic, so here you go. We must make haste. They're keeping slaves here. We ought to free them regardless, but perhaps they can also aid us. According to the orders you found, there's a key inside a tent to the southeastern, this way, part of Deathwing's fall. Obtain it and free all the slaves. But I didn't actually come here to free slaves, because apparently I'm an idiot Jedi. Sorry, that will never stop bothering me. Oh, right. Be free! Thank you. Wish I could help you find the Forge Master. Hey, it's no problem. Just, like, get to the temple. It's really easy to find it. It's probably visible from every point in the entire world. It's kind of like acupuncture, Schmeidel, just on a larger scale. Ahem. The Forge Master's a terrible murderer. You sure want to go after him? Kinda, yeah. I know the Forge Master. I just overheard he's not in the camp right now. Forge Master's meeting with the Twilight leadership. Trust me, I traded some gossip for a loaf of stale bread. I don't know nothing about no Forge Master. Now tell me where the safe place you came from is. Dude, look, it's right there. You can literally see it from the entire zone. In lore, even. Go to the center. Follow the magnetic pole. Let us find this journal. We are close to the world fragment. I can sense it. Go to the tower the slave spoke of. You can find it at the northeastern part of the camp. If we act fast enough, we may be able to eavesdrop on the meeting. Excuse me. Yeah, no kidding. There's an entry for an upcoming meeting in Silvermarsh. Ooh. Excellent work, Valvoxus. We know exactly where the meeting location is. The Silvermarsh is a mercury swamp. Which, by the way, I love the idea of a mercury swamp. To the east of here, it's normally only inhabited by elementals and occasionally stone trogs. But our scouts have seen some Twilight activity in the region. Well, let's go. To the Silvermarshes. You know, you can land the airship. We can send up people to help heal you. We have shamans! Can't we, in lore, get up there and heal that poor guy? No? Okay, fine. Whatever. This is the place. Our scouts confirm the presence of high-ranking officers, as well as potential Trog hunting companies. Be on the lookout. As Trogs in Deepholm have proven to be every bit as hostile as the ones in Azeroth, their presence might prove useful nevertheless. The crates they use for trolling through the Mercury will conceal you perfectly if you submerge yourself. Seriously, I'm gonna get in a crate to do the... Okay, sure. Hang on, you. Wait, what? The book you have found appears to be detailing some form of research carried out by a member of the Twilight's Hammer. It deals with the oozes in some way, but there are multiple pages missing. Perhaps if you found additional notes, you might be able to make sense of it. Also, mercury oozes. And later on we'll see what are effectively mercury elementals, although they're still technically earth elementals. It's just taking a different form. As I mentioned earlier, just because you're an element of earth or fire or whatever, doesn't mean that you are, like, going to be made of rock or fire. Really, Darch? Interesting. I gotta be honest, Bregman, I really do not see how you can do this place without flying. Like, I'm really, really shocked by that. Like, certain areas, yeah, because there's ramps up to the outer areas. For those of you not aware, this is basically a giant crater with this at the middle, and then you could walk up. And so there's like a path up here, and there's a path up here, and there's a path up here, and one other over here, too. But, like... Still. Ugh. And I still don't know how you get up to that, the airship, without flying. Like, do you get out and then, like, try to jump out over it? I don't know. I don't know. You scroll through the notes, trying to put them in order. The notes deal with High Cultist Maziel's research on the elemental properties of Quicksilver. His obsession with the subject borders on the insane. The notes continue Ramaziel's rambling research into the properties of Quicksilver and mercurial oozes. He appears to have made major discovery. He mentions hiding his journal in the lower Silver Marsh to the southwest. Now I'm curious. That's a good question, Hermias. I don't know. We know Thrall can do something similar. So, like, why couldn't they? I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm not even going to think about it. I have never done this zone without flying, and I never will. Hello, Neek Dag, excuse me. Welcome to Deepholm, where we're having trouble getting a drop to happen. What a shock, am I right? Ah, well, let's go and get this thing. Hey, War Widow. Maziel's journal appears to be undamaged by the mercury. Maziel's journal chronicles a ritual of ascendancy that would transfigure his body into pure quicksilver. The ritual would take place in a cave in the lower Silver Marsh, where Maziel would feed upon the oozes. I hope that doesn't mean literally, because mercury is not something you should ingest. Seriously. I mean... think about that for a moment. Think about just drinking or eating or whatever mercury. Except it's living mercury. Maybe you kill it first. I don't actually know. They're just done spawning? Yes, he's actually trying to become the Silver Surfer. He is truly insane. And then it goes up here. I like the Crimson Expanse too, by the way. In fact, I really love the fungal hanging things here. And, I don't know, I just love the design here. I have to admit, I don't know if mercury is better or worse than lead. But I know what lead does to you, and whew, not the most pleasant of things. Yeah, they're just not spawning. Alright, time to clear up the spawn table. Maybe? Darsh Monster? I don't know. I mean, the whole point of this quest is that he's mad, but seriously? And then I would drink of the quicksilver. Like, how quickly would you die from drinking mercury? Like, a genuine question. Anyone who knows here, medically speaking? Because I don't, like I said, I don't know. I'm not that well versed. Ha, Necro. God dang it. Basically, what I'm trying to figure out here is, like, how much magic did he have to pump through his own veins to keep himself alive while he drank mercury? Ah, there it is. Okay, we got the crate. Where's the... There it is. It's okay, I'm in a mercury lake. It's fine. Everything's fine. And yes, that's a familiar gnome.
Forge Master! I've been informed the enemy has disrupted your operations. Where is the fragment?
The fragment is now in the dragon's custody, ma'am.
Well done. Meet me inside the stone core for further instructions.
Oh, of course, ma'am. At once. If you don't mind me asking, how did we manage to recover the fragment? How did we infiltrate our enemy's forces without their knowledge?
Let's just say we have friends in high places, Forge Master.
Yes, that's Milhouse Manastorm, by the way. For a bit of reasoning, some people ask why Milhouse would go from an ally to an enemy to an ally, because that's what he does. I don't think he's really an enemy or an ally so much as just kind of his own thing over on the side. I also think that his exposure to the guy in Arcatraz probably messed him up a little bit. But overall, I think he was just joining them for the possibility of being doomed. You know, gaining more power, that kind of thing. He doesn't care, he doesn't care how, of the consequences. He's just interested in the power for doom. So apparently if you drink mercury, it takes forever. That's terrible. So this guy is like slowly dying while he's trying to convert himself into a Quicksilver Elemental. We have the information we need. Let's not tip our hand by engaging too soon. Oh yeah, by the way, those were two bosses from the Stone Core, if you didn't catch that. The dragon they're speaking of is Abyssian. It's not going to be easy to get the fragment off of him. Meet with Myra again. She's operating at the Twilight Overlook. Okay. I have to admit, I'm a little hesitant at the benefits of being... By the way, this is also a really cool thing. This is a Quicksilver or Mercury or whatever fall, but of course it's not going to flow like water because it's not water. And I like the way they present this fall here. It's just really cool that they did that. Again, rather than, you know, this massive thing. That's it. Milhouse is Sargeras. Guys, we solved it. We figured it out. There it is. Let's go put this poor soul out of his misery. Ah! And we start dropping frames. Yeah, I can see it happening now as I'm watching. Whatever. There's literally nothing I can do about it. I've done all that is within my power to do. Sorry, guys. Stutter, 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 stutter. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Milhouse is Nzoth. Oh, he's right there. Damn it, I was going up for no reason. So, there he is. The Mercury Ascendant. He looks pretty cool, actually. No! I won't let you interfere. My transformation is not yet complete. Be free. Moron. You've disposed of an enemy before he could grow powerful. By eliminating Magiel, you've also ensured his powers will not be used against the Earthen Ring. I'd make the joke, but it was already made. Like, you know, I wonder if Galactus is going to be right around the corner or something, you know. Damn it, Schmeidolf.
May the ancestors watch over you.
So we're gonna have to take Abyssian on to get the fragment. This operation gets a lot more difficult all of a sudden.
I was born to fly.
Apparently, since you're still on your griffin. We're only gonna get one shot at capturing Abyssian, Valvoxus. Let's make it count. We'll test out the trap on the biggest of the stone dragons on the alabaster shelf. To lure the stone matriarch, we're gonna need some sufficient bait. Take this knife, carve some basilisk meat.
May the ancestors watch over
Yes,
you.
psychotic, and her name is Therazane. Having a dragon guard the fragment was a smart move on the enemy's part. They can keep it moving its location anytime we get close to us. Catching Abyssian will be extremely difficult, but I might have a plan that'll help. The Twilight Hammer uses magical traps to bind stone drakes to the ground while they drain their energy. If we can get a hands on one of these, we might be able to ground one of the Twilight Dragons just long enough.
I was born to fly.
And you say this Milhouse Manastorm and the High Priestess Azul were to meet inside the stone core. Sounds big. We'd best get on the trail. We don't want the Twilight Hammer pulling off something right under our nose. Speak to Earthward Isra. See inside the stone core. She's been stationed inside there to make sure the Hammer doesn't try anything to retake the Temple of Earth. Yes, psychotic, and her name is Therazane. Damn it, people. I've already been over this. So this is probably my favorite, maybe my second favorite area of all of Deepholm, the Alabaster area. It's just a neat aesthetic, and I like it. I don't know what else to say about it. Wow. Yeah, probably darker. Unless we could, like, track it down or something. That would be the catch. Good morning, Azura. Lo siento. Hopefully, hopefully you will feel better soon. I don't know if there's a bug going around right now or not. Don't mind the red frames. I also like this aesthetic. The idea of, you know, there's like rock, but when you crack open the rock, you see the gemstone underneath. I know I keep talking about the visual aesthetic of this place. I apologize. It just looks amazing. I'm sorry.
May the ancestors watch over you.
To obtain the meat? Oh, that should be enough to lure the beast.
I was born to fly.
These snares are good enough for stone rakes. They might work on the Abyssian. You must set up a trap for the matriarch now. Go to the western end of the alabaster shelf and place the trap to basilisk meat on the center of the feeding grounds. Yeah, by the way, it's I'm watching my network right now. I am 90% certain this is on Twitch's end. So I hope you can enjoy my voice, because that's kind of what you're getting until this works. So I apologize, guys. I am not a partner. I do not have priority on bandwidth. The end. Not that I'm aware, Darsh Monster, no. Yes, say stone giants do, but they're a little different. They're also not elemental. They're constructs. Also, that is, as I've already actually mentioned, a elemental dragon. Which, since drakes are partially elemental creatures anyways, is not really that much of a stretch. To my knowledge, we don't know exactly where these things come from. Wow, that was effective. The only thing we know for absolute certainty is the fact that they are natural denizens of Deepholm by this point in time. You know what? That just occurred to me. No. Yeah, never mind. That is true, Azura. I'm sorry. Would you like me to mute myself? I can do that. I know how to.
May the ancestors watch over you.
Well done, Veloxus. Here's hoping the trap performs well when we try it on Abyssian. If that dragon's got the fragment, we're gonna need to draw his attention back to his den. Go to his lair and defeat his underlings.
That's the worst dragon ever. I'm supposed to keep this fragment safe from everyone, and what? People are killing my people! How dare they? I'll go kill them!
If we're going to have a shot against Abyssian, we must make sure he receives no aid from reinforcements. You'll find 2 gateways in his lair to the east. Use this storm stone to disrupt their operation. If everything goes as planned, we'll be able to tackle Abyssian without him able to muster much resistance. Hello, Magister.
That sucks that you have food. That makes 2 of my viewers right now. And technically 3 if you count me, who are sick at the moment. So, this is the feeling of sympathy. Sympathy. Archie and Gaia cast sympathy. It's super effective. Or maybe it isn't. I don't actually know. Because I can't determine that. Oh god, no kidding, Darch. What is going to the bathroom, and why do I have to do it all of a sudden? That, from what I understand, that is correct, Necro. To explain what I mean a little bit better, drakes and dragons are one step in the door of being elementals still. As opposed to, you know, trolls who are just trolls at this point. Ow.
Never, Schmeidolf. I will become the most powerful Mercury Lord. I will usurp Therazane.
Yeah, Psychotic was caught in a hailstorm, and Azura's not feeling well, and Magister has food poisoning. And that guy tried to drink mercury. Lots of mercury. Yeah, what is this hunger I'm feeling? Except they don't know what the word hunger is, so they're like, huh? Oh. Actually, well, we poked our fingers into water, basically. The Throne of Tides is in the elemental plane of water. But that's it, basically. That one instance is all we got for water. So we never actually really got to go to the Abyssal Maw itself, no. Whoops. Yes, Psychotic. That is correct. Damn it, Permeus. Hang on, guys. Permeus linked me something, and now I gotta wait. Or I can just ignore it. There we go. Okay. Excellent. When we make our move against Abyssian, we should be able to do so without reinforcements coming to his aid.
I was born to fly.
That's how to get the dragon's attention, Velvoxus. It's time. We've spotted Abyssian making his way to his lair. The Twilight Hammer might have thought the fragment would be safe if a dragon guarded it. But I've met enough dragons to know their one weakness. Pride. Abyssian's not gonna run from a fight with us, puny mortals. Place the banner on the Earthen ring in the middle of his lair. Once we defeat him, bring it to Marut. Hang on, we got... Oh, right, counter's way over here. Mortals. We're gonna break the 100 mark by Kata. I'm predicting it right now. I have to admit, I like the idea of the Titan Forge, affected by the Curse of Flesh, needing help from the mortals in order to, you know, survive. I enjoy that idea. Here he comes, Abyssian! It's okay, it's not a brood Twilight, so... Hey, what's up, buddy? This is actually kind of a fun fight. If you're not ridiculously overpowered. Ah, fine. Yeah, no kidding, Psychotic. Maybe I should be predicting like 110 or so. I'll take that. Moron. I have a weird sort of... I have like halfway respect and halfway loathing of the Twilight Hammer. It's really weird. Like on the one hand, the level to which they were able to infiltrate the entire world at every level was pretty impressive. Oh, by the way, did you catch the hint of the Twilight Father earlier? That's actually the first time that's been hinted at. Excuse me, no, that's actually the second time. The first time was during the pre-Kata launch event. One of the quest chains on the Alliance had to do with Anduin running around trying to find out who was behind the Twilight cultist attacks in Stormwind. And that was the first hint of the Twilight Father. The second hint was the one we just saw. No and yes, respectively, War Widow. Do you know how many comments I've gotten during this lore run of, wow, I didn't realize there's so much story, or I didn't think there's this much lore to the game, or I never knew that's why we're doing such and such. Yeah, I've gotten those comments a lot.
Must not
actually hand.
Give up.
Ah, I've been expecting
Yes,
you.
I have the upper fragment. Your efforts in repairing the World Pillar are invaluable, Velvoxus. Once the Temple of Earth structure is stable again, the rift between the worlds will begin to stabilize.
Go in peace.
Well, there should be a piece up there right now. Maybe I have to reload. But anyways, there you go, Thrall. I've given you a little bit of a breathing room.
Live another day.
There is still great power present in this blood, Velvoxus. I sense it even now, but there is also much corruption. I am not sure how we can salvage the Earth Warder's essence from this.
See you.
That's actually a foreshadowing bit, by the way. That little bit right there. Oh, you're right, Necro. You're right. I was mixing that up in my head. I apologize. You're right. It was the Doomsayers was the pre-launch. Anduin was the Twilight Highlands thing. God, I forgot about that. I've only done the Twilight Highland lead-in to once, ever. So I kind of mentally slotted it for the other thing. My bad. Anyway, so what we just saw there with Sir Cormor was actually foreshadowing, because before the end of the Cataclysmic War, they're actually going to try and select a new Earth Warder with whatever tiny fragments are left of Neltharian's power. That's because you're evil, Darker. And Alliance, which may or may not be related. Alright. Technically, we should go ahead and do this now, so we'll go ahead and do this now, just to get it over with. First, we're going to go Vendor, though, because I'm an idiot. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Can I show you my wares?
Oh yeah, by the way, the Alliance Horde quests here are completely analogous. It's just whether you're talking to a Blood Elf and a Forsaken, or a Dwarf and I think a Human. Reliquary and Explorers League, respectively. By the way, a Forsaken has joined the Reliquary. I just point that out because I think that might be the only example we know of where a non-Blood Elf has joined the Reliquary. Alright, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy! Okay. Who do I have down there? You, apparently. So, I still don't have this mount. I just feel like pointing that out. So, hey!
Welcome!
Yes, we've tallied one of the Twilight Hammer's operatives here. He goes by the name of Milhouse Manastorm. Pff, I have reason to believe he's carrying important documents. This is as far as we can safely go, however, without neglecting our duty to defend the Earth Temple's inner perimeter. Track down the Manastorm. Find those documents from him.
Off with ya!
It's just the way I pronounce it. I've been trying very hard to change. I've been calling it Tearsafall forever. I've never not called it that. So I've been trying really hard to switch it to Tearsfall and just calling it that in order to make it that. So yeah. Anyway, so Milhouse Manastorm, die!
Don't say I didn't warn you.
You didn't warn me, you bastard. You're not gonna light me up, sweet cheeks.
Though there have been several mounts I have been missing as we've been going through the Lorerun that have not dropped. Statistically speaking, it is a little bit unlikely.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
You would not believe how many wipes I used to see in Heroic Stone Core, because they didn't know how to focus to fire. You see, those guys right there, the Earthshapers, they are the primary target. You either CC them, or you freaking kill them first. All the rest of these guys are a joke compared to him. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Ah, well. Yeah, for those of you not aware, they would turn into an Earth Elemental and just start...
I've got you right where I want you.
And just start spamming the entire group with AoE death. So, Milhouse, as you can see, is growing stronger and stronger. He's actually casting a spell called Impending Doom, is the name of the spell he's casting. He never seems to get the cast off for some reason. Huh. It's okay. He survives. Don't worry. These appear to be the right documents. The documents detail the arrival of the High Priestess Azil, that was the woman from earlier, to the depths of the Stone Core. Azil is described as a high-ranking member of the Twilight Council. Additionally, her entourage of over 100 devout followers is preparing an unholy ritual for unforeseen darkness. Probably sounds like an event you should put a stop to. I am not a good person for that one. Mind blast. So this is Koroboros. Corboros, actually, excuse me. A Deathwing enslaved the massive gyre worm, Corboros, and drove it to unearth the vast amounts of elementium required to forge the dragon aspect's new plating. With Deathwing's departure, however, Corboros is broken loose and rampages through the Stone Core in blind fury. You would be surprised how many people I would see in pugs die on this boss because they couldn't pay attention. This is literally just a paying attention check. That's all it is. Just vamp. Oh, yeah, sorry. Behold. See, we can't go over there. But, yeah. So this is pretty cool looking, I think. Overall. Of course, like I said, I love the aesthetic of this place in general. Naturally, there's also this area over here. So, you know how in WoW is a TARDIS, basically? So you see that? That is analogous to this. We're actually in the Temple of the Earth right now. Literally inside of it. That's the roof of the Temple of Earth. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And yeah, you can kind of see where the world pillar and where things used to go up there and yada yada yada. Nice, Necro. In fairness, Kata dungeons were pretty rough. But I never would have kicked you for that. I would have been like, okay, look, we need to talk because this place is rough. A lot of tanks I knew didn't know how to get out of the flurry of the stone core either. Of the flayers, I mean. Excuse me. Now this boss is the one who should drop the mount. He won't. Because he hates me. Yeah, like I said, Temple of Earth's a little bigger than it probably should be. This is Slabhide. With his powers as the aspect of Earth amplified by the old gods, Deathwing easily swayed Deepholm's stone worms into serving the hammer. One of the most ambitious of these creatures, Slabhide, hopes to earn Deathwing's favor by exterminating any intruders brazen enough to enter the stone core. And nothing. Yeah. It will never drop. To my knowledge, the Flayers have never had an explanation, so I'm just going to assume they're another beast. You know, like Ravagers and whatnot. They're a very violent beast, but there's no sign of any intelligence in them. So these guys are the other thing that were fun about this dungeon back in the day. Those guys right there, the sentries, if you aggro them without killing them, they're like, oh my god, someone's coming, and you have about a second and a half before they run off and aggro an entire group. You see how densely populated this room is? Multi-pulls in this room were generally death. And by generally, I mean, like, 100% chance of death. When Kata first came out, when these were new, when we were first doing the heroics. This place would mulch you if you got a multi-drop. And this was the guy most people wiped on, because he had actually several mechanics and most people had no idea how to deal with them. Osric! Osric has served as Stonecore's guardian since Deepholm's creation. It is unknown why Osric has remained in the Stonecore, but it has become apparent that the Guardian now believes anyone opposed to Deathwing is a threat to Deepholm, and therefore should be destroyed. Also notice the presence of Oghren down here. I only point that out because they don't really give their Oghren out like candy. They only send them to certain types of locations.
None may pass into the world's heart.
He's got a few cool quotes. We're actually just going to sit here for a moment.
Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Run away, little girl. Run away.
Oh, no.
Break yourselves upon my body. Feel the strength of the earth. Run away, little girl. Run away.
Did you actually survive that, Tauren? Oh, I was going to say, how the hell? It's pretty impressive if you did. And then there's this room, which is the, alright, have fun with it. Just kill them all. We don't have strong AoE, though, so we're not going to bother. I wonder. I've never done this. Ah, yeah, I didn't think so. See, I noticed they're actually forging more Elementium in here. I am 99% certain they would also be destroyed, so one. That they would be similarly annihilated. Alright, so I have this thing called a magma totem. Let's see if this sucker works. Well, I didn't get credit for that, so I'm guessing not. Yeah, no kidding, Darker. Whoop, wrong button. Where's... There it is. Yeah, Firelands would be gone too. Firelands, Deepholm, Skyward. Remember, those are artificial planes that were constructed by the Keepers, specifically as temporary prisons. Or I should say long-term prisons for them. So. But I need a Flame Shock up to use Fire Nova. And they don't live through my Flame Shock.
The world will be reborn in flames!
Guys, Syndragosa has returned. Oh no! Wow, you can outrange Force Grip. I don't even know that. I need to kill a lot more Devout Followers. Aw, she reset. So yeah, if you didn't know what you were doing, this fight could be pretty rough. I'm just gonna start mashing 1 through 4 as I just run through this. Blah, blah, blah. I'm playing a paladin, guys. Die. 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 That'll have to do for now. Anyways, this is High Priestess Azil, one of the few who survived communing with the Twilight Hammer cult's Eldritch Masters. Although little remains of her sanity, she instills terror in lesser cultists, so they will sacrifice themselves without hesitation when their master commands it.
The world will be reborn in flames!
I just wanted to hear Syndragosa's voice again. That was my motivation here.
For my death, countless more will fall. The burden is now yours to bear.
Well, we didn't kill the quest, so we're just going to assume we succeeded. Right? That's how that works? Oh, well. I do want to show off this a little bit more, as you can see there. There we go. The actual roof of the Elemental Temple here. And, of course, the place where they are smelting the Elementium. And that's it. But with that done, Milhouse Manastorm will never again threaten anything. Ever. And now let's see if we get disconnected, because we probably are going to be disconnected, because that's how my life goes. Arrgh. Ow. Hello, get faster. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Yay. Supposedly the maintenance tomorrow is going to fix that problem permanently, so that'd be nice. Alright. Well, whoop, yep. There's the World Pillar Fragment. Yay. So we've helped Thrall out a bit, because we're not evil. And we, it's time to go look up on these cultists, see what they're up to. Then we'll deal with the Earthen guy last, because I am spiteful. Yeah, there's the path I was mentioning earlier, by the way. You can get up there without a flying mount. You're just insane to do so. Fragment! Oh, excuse me. If I help Thrall, the world doesn't get destroyed, Darker. I mean, really, dude? I know you hate him, but damn, dude. By the way, this thing being present here actually hints at something else that we haven't actually seen, because this is the only elemental plane we actually really travel to. This is the only elemental plane that's a zone. Skywall, we see bits and pieces of it through instance and raid. And same with the Abyssal Maw. Firelands we kind of go into, but not really. So, what I'm meaning by this is, obviously for, the Keepers made this place as a prison, but they had to kind of make some way for people to get in and out of it, in order to check on it. So hence, one of the Titan teleporter devices. I actually found myself wondering where the other side of this one goes to. Ulduar, maybe? I don't know. Now, one thing I also wonder is why we don't actually see one in the Firelands, unless they literally destroyed it. I'm not sure why they would, but I mean, this is the Firelands we're talking about. The Fire Elementals don't really think about things, at all. Hey, I'm not judging Bragwin, I'm just saying that you're completely insane. That's all I'm trying to say. Alright. So that's it. They're planning on invading Uldum. What's worse, the pyramid inside the Maker's Rise at Uldum can be reconfigured to become a weapon capable of destroying all life on Azeroth! Wow. I guess technically we are supposed to do this before Uldum, so I guess that is technically news. So, Twilight Hammer must be stopped from using the Waygate. There's only one thing to do. Punch in the wrong sequence and destroy it. Let's see. One that opens up the explosive depths of the Firelands should do nicely. Doop, doop, doop. Dial up the Firelands. There we go. Also, it is interesting to me that you can actually select where that Waygate goes. On this end. Not the best prison the Keepers have ever designed, but then again, as we've proven more than once, the Keepers are not the best at designing prisons. Alright, so here's a question for you, Bragwin. How'd you get up here? Or did you not do this quest? Because maybe it's not one of the mandatory quests. You will all be destroyed. What? You used this to my air magic? Ah, no matter. Firebolt is useless. No matter, you smug little insect. I'll still destroy you. And then he fell over and died. It's a shame. I was hoping he would call us mortal. Yeah, that's what I assumed.
What is it?
You did it. Excellent work. You found out what the Twilight Hammer were up to and stopped them in their tracks.
He pats you on the back with his bony hand.
Now I'm certain I have something for you. Yes, that's here. That's no pyramid. Why don't you talk with Belloc Brightblade and go to Uldum?
No, it's okay. I heard this Worgen guy totally dealt with Uldum. It's cool.
Oh, okay then.
Yes.
Discipline.
An excellent display of paladin prowess. I believe that a reward is in order. Something appropriate for a lovely lady like yourself. Plate shoulder pads.
Stay the course.
Sure. Like, in general, or just today, Hugsard? In general, I've been playing WoW since the alpha. Off and on, admittedly. Today, I don't know, a few hours. I have to admit, I find the possibilities of alternate physics within these planes fascinating. They probably aren't going to be too alternate, because they're still, again, these were constructed by the Keepers, based off of the Prime Material plane, but still, an interesting food for thought. Or I'm actually looking for something in particular. I know several people who aren't even aware of this. That's why I want to show it off. I like the Jade River, or waterfall, or whatever you want to call that, by the way. It's nice. Or maybe it's Emerald, I'm not even sure. Where are you? Should be right around here. Oh, deep boot. There she is. Just wanted to reintroduce you to a familiar face. Israel. You know, from Arathi. So if you've done the quest, I know you. I have you to thank for my freedom from the deepening corruption that consumed me for so many years. Welcome to my home, Deepholm. It is a shadow of what it used to be, but still, here I can be free. I shall never take such freedom for granted after what we have endured. I know not why you are here, but I hope you find what you seek in the stone walls of this place. Stay safe, Velvaxis. Yes, that's right. Myzriel is actually grateful to us for defeating her because it released her back into the elemental plane of Earth, where she would then be free of the corruption that was influencing and manipulating you. And yeah, what Permia said is true, since this place is constantly shifting and readjusting itself per Earth. In fact, I find myself wondering, these pillars, not just the literal constructed pillars as well as the Earth pillars, if they were there, like if they were originally cohesive, like instead of that being like that, I wonder if they connected at one point in time, you know what I mean? Like over here too. And of course, like these pillars and the ring that they form around the temple, which you can kind of see around there. Right. Alright, guys, it's time to help the dwarves. The original dwarves. So why are the Earthen here? We know why the Trogs are here. The only question I have is, did the Earthen come here willingly or not? Like, were they offered to come here by the Keepers? That's actually kind of likely, given the way this works. It is also possible that they were, that they snuck their way in here. Just like the Trogs did. It is also possible that they were imprisoned here, although I find that the least likely of all. I do not actually know the answer to this question, though. Like I said earlier, we don't 100% know if that's how this looked prior to Deathwing smashing through it, and there's not a lot of evidence in either that is definitive in either direction.
Ugh, the Stonefather's son, Flint, sent you, huh? No time to talk. We have to prevent the second front from opening up on the war. Before you help us here, you're going to have to deal with Therazane, the Stone Mother's forces to the south. The elementals and giants upon the quaking fields are being mustered. They, too, are after the fragment of the pillar.
Interesting, the Earth elementals are after the pillar. Also, if you're paying attention, this is the second time now that we are actively being an aggressive force towards the elements of Earth. And I want to remind you again that every Earth elemental we kill here is permanently dead. It might be even more accurate to call them destroyed, because they're not able to even be resurrected or anything like that. That's my assumption, Permios.
Good, Bloodoff, you're here. We have to act fast for to prevent the Therazane's forces from attacking. The Emerald Colossi are the greatest of the Stone Mother's creatures. They must be first removed from the field.
Yes, they did, Darker.
I brought Stonefather Ormantle's axe for the task. Use it to sunder the giants. That should bring them down to a more manageable size. You're gonna have to deal with the leader of Terzan's forces here. However, to get to him quickly and safely, I'm gonna need you to perform a ritual. Go into the field and collect some elemental ore from the Ragers.
So now we're just basically scavenging the dead, in addition to murdering. Now, granted, they are aggressive force towards someone we are treating as an ally, but yeah. Yeah, I gotta admit, these Earthen are a lot less polite than the ones we met back on Azeroth. Like, a lot less polite. But, what are you gonna do? You know, I'm not actually sure, Zoan. I imagine there's some classism involved, because it's Warcraft, and that's what Warcraft does, is classism. I can't think of anything witty to say. I was gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, we're all out of Spectral Tigers, but I got nothing. Sorry. No wittiness here. It's been a long month. It's been a long 20 years. Come on. Ugh, fine. Yeah, I like the combination fungus, gem, and rock that they did for the Colossi. I hate to yet again point out how awesome this is. Two answers to that, Darsh Monster. Number one, they may or may not be aware that the elemental planes exist. Number two, I'm not sure they can actually reach them. Oh, and number three, based on how it's presented, I'm not sure they can even aim the old gods when they shoot them out. Like, everything in the book described sounds like they literally just sent them out into space. Just, that's why I called them the shotgun thing, you know, the bullets. And the ones that happened to hit the planets, oh, sweet, hit the planet, kill everyone there. Awesome. You know? It is also worth noting that the only world that we know of that has elemental planes at all is Azeroth, because these were artificially constructed to be prisons for these elemental lords by the keepers. And I should probably discuss a little bit of why that is for those of you who missed the book reading, which I'll discuss as soon as I turn in these quests. Don't let me forget.
Thank you, Volvoxus. Without their giants, Therizon's forces will have a harder time taking Stonehearth. Now, if you please, hand back the axe. I'll keep it safe till you rescue the Stonefather.
Yeah, sure.
Is that all? Excellent. Only just a moment to prepare the ritual. With the leader of the Stone Mother's forces here is the great elemental lord Avalanchion. Luckily for us, the Twilight Hammer cultists have decided to invade his lair. They're seeking to bind his elementals to their will. We will take advantage of the fact that our enemy and our ally are fighting to attack our ally. Wait. In fairness, we don't know that yet. The earth ritual that I invoke will make you one with the ground. This is kind of cool, actually. I admit it. This is a cool way to travel. So, there are actually 5 elements in this setting. Earth, fire, wind, water, spirit. Now, on most planets, all 5 of these are in alignment, and what you have is a functional planet. One that has life and coordination, all that fun stuff. Azeroth was different than most other planets. It had such a massive overabundance of spirit element that the other 4 that all of that spirit element was not keeping the rest of the elements in check. And so rather than having balance, you had complete destabilization.
And that's why the 4 elemental lords, back in when Azeroth was first formed, were constantly warring against each other. That wouldn't happen on a normal planet. That wouldn't actually be functional on a normal planet. They would instead be in harmony with each other. Nice to go. But yeah, and so that overabundance explains a lot of things about why Azeroth is a little bit different than other worlds. Note the ritual complete. You're near Avalancheon. Yeah, I'm literally right at him, dude. Alright, let's kill him. Bring it, Avalancheon. Do me know you? No matter. Me crush your bones. Oh, not again. Aha! That's where he's from. Apparently, I was going to say, I thought this was one of the guys. Avalancheon was one of the people who was invading Azeroth during the Elemental Invasion. And that's why he's like, no, not again. Although, he probably shouldn't be so flippant because he is now permanently dead. But yes, that is the problem, Shmylov. To continue my thing, the reason why Okay, so there was a massive amount of spirit energy, like a huge amount. The catch here is the reason for that is because of the fact that the soul of Azeroth was stupid powerful. It was basically a supermassive black hole, which was absorbing all of the energy of Azeroth into it, notably the spirit energy. So all that massive spirit energy was removed from the rest of the planet. Maybe there wasn't that much spirit energy. I shouldn't actually say that. But regardless, the supermassive soul at the center of Azeroth was absorbing all of that spirit energy into it. And that was what was causing the other 4 elements to go completely destabilized. So thanks, Azeroth. That's a good question, Darch. We know why they fight later on. Like, we'll actually get some reasoning behind that. But why they're fighting here against the Earthen is a little bit more eyebrow-raising to me. I will say this, though. Them fighting against the Twilight Hammer makes perfect sense. The Earth elements, in general, do not like the Twilight Hammer. Remember how I mentioned how the Twilight Hammer most commonly tends to bind elements to their will? Dark Shaman-wise, you know, the 3rd type of elemental summoning. The Earth element really didn't care for it. In fact, even the air didn't quite care for that. The only group that was okay with that idea was fire, and that's because fire's dumb. I actually don't know, Necro, to be completely honest with you. You have done what few others could have. Defeating Avalancheon was no feat. I'm impressed, Volvoxus. Will you help us in our war against the Stone Trogs? Do I have a choice? With the Stonefather taken prisoner, our forces are demoralized. Normally, any one of mine could take 5 of his number in Stone Trogs, but now I want you to go into Father in there and give them morale. I also like that they have war constructs here that are also made of local materials, because that makes tons of sense. I just like that. There's nothing else to add there. Also, you'll notice, once again, just like the old Earthen and just like the Iron Dwarves, these guys have tons of rune magic. Well, I shouldn't say tons, but they clearly practice runic magic just like the others do. No, Spawn Carnage. The old gods don't come from underground, they come from space. Our war is waged for longer than our kind counts time. See if you can make a difference. The Stone Trogs are a mistake of the Titans. On your world, they've succumbed to the curse of flesh. But here in Deepholm, you see them in their true form. We're surrounded. Go kill! 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 I like how his banner is a rune-inscribed stone, by the way. That just amuses me greatly. But no, Azeroth was not built by anything. It was actually a naturally forming planet. like most planets, I should say. Now, it was crafted to hell and back once the Keepers, and once the Titans found it, but still. Well, put it to you this way. The fire elementals are totally cool with being permanently warped and distorted and twisted by the dark shamanism, as long as their master gets to burn things as a result of that. So I'll let you decide which level of dumb that is, Dark Monster. Obviously not every fire elemental ascribes to that, but that does apply to quite a few of them. I have to admit, this entire situation fascinates me. The Earthen clearly have concepts of parental things, and yet they're made of stone. Yes, Spawn. That is correct. From Yogg-Saron specifically, actually. So, do Earthen procreate? Now, you'll understand why this is an important question in a second, because these guys have been fighting a war against these guys for 15,000 years. I don't know if you know how long a period of time 15 freaking millennia is, but let me just give you a sneak teach bit. Spoilers. 15,000 years is a long frickin' time. And the fact that they've been fighting that long in a state of war makes me wonder how in God's name they have been maintaining their numbers. And again, one of the Earthen actually refers to one of the other Earthen as father. Like, that is his son. Or, excuse me, no, the other one is his son. So, yeah. I don't have any answers here, only speculation. Not a bad start. You have to destroy more of them than that if you're going to rescue the Stone Father. A lot more. And let's not exaggerate, Zagon. It's nowhere near as long as FF15's development. To the north lies the fractured front, where most of the heavy fighting's happening. Go to Stonehearth proper. Grab all the thunderstones you can. Our engineers need them for the catapults. When you have enough, take them to the Clay Mud Axle. I like that name. Oh, you have my thanks, Volvoxus. They've made all the difference in the fate of these cowardly Stone Thrug ambushers that sit in stone. The Stone Thrugs found a way to burrow up from underneath our homes. I've sent our geomanchers to seal the buildings, but they need these reagents and enough time to battle them. Okay. I have to admit, the idea of a society that has grown up in a state of constant war is interesting to me. It might also explain the earlier rudeness on behalf of Flint. Like, these right here are their homes that they are deliberately sealing off because they're at war, and they always have been, so any sacrifice is just kind of normal at this point in time, you know? That just... I don't even know what else to say about that. Reminds me a little bit of Total Annihilation. As weird as that sounds. A war that's been going on for so long that nobody actually has any idea why it started, or when, or really cares for that matter. It does make me wonder why the war got started between these two groups. Although I think we have a hint in it in the fact that the Trogs probably despise the Earthen for being the correct, you know, the proper organization, the proper Titan creations, and vice versa. The Earthen are probably elitist about being the correct ones, whereas the Trogs are the flawed ones. Yeah, I agree with you, Necro. There's no way they could... see, okay. The only way I could conceive of this war still going on after a ridiculously long period of time like that is either A, Blizzard has no sense of time. Okay. Or B, they're making new ones somehow. Literally, like, carving them from stone. Maybe there's, like, some ritual. Maybe they use runic magic to empower new Earthen. I don't know. I would imagine Earthen eat things like... You know what Goron are in the Zelda series? I imagine it's kind of like that. Ooh, I found a ruby, guys! Crunch, crunch. Oh, this is good. We no longer need to worry about Stone Throg attacks from the rear. Let's see what you can do about us in the front. I want you to go out there and finish them. Berserkers, Earthrenders, Death Riders, I don't care. I want the Stone Throg shattered. You got it, dwarven friend. The older Earthen has cracks where the others do not. Clearly ancient. What are you supposed to be? Some kind of fleshy mistake? Cursed is what you are. Ugh. Make yourself... He spits dust. Make yourself useful or get off my front. This'll do. Just put him over there. I'm gonna have something for you to do in a moment. Maybe. He sneers at you and makes a sound much like two stones rubbing against each other. They've smashed all our catapults. I've been trying to get this one working, but no luck so far. Maybe you'd like to make yourself useful. Head out to the front and grab me some parts. Think you can handle that, flesh bag? Yeah, probably some serious elitism on behalf of the Earthen. Probably. Probably. Seem to be quick on your feet. Need someone to go patch up our injured, excuse me. Take my kit. It's simple enough to use. Why would they need to cook them? Crystals are best raw and wriggling. I like to think that the different gemstones and earth actually taste differently to someone who has the ability to differentiate that taste, like an earthen. So I like that idea. I've actually written that myself in a few stories before, where someone that eats unusual things, like dirt, will actually tell you the differences in the flavor of dirt and gemstones and rock and different kinds of rock for different areas, you know, that kind of thing. What can I say? I like food lore. It adds a lot to a setting. You know, if this was a vanilla quest, or a vanilla zone, I would have hated this zone. Can anyone guess why? I mean, I'll explain myself, but I'm curious if anyone can pick up on why that is. Yeah, no kidding, Dirge. I am too. We got a tiny little bit about the fact that instead of spitting, you know, saliva, he actually spits dust. But that's not, like, quite indicative, you know. Oh god, we're back in Westfall, Dakota. Drop rates? No. No flying? Good guess, but no. I should clarify I'm only really referring to the story elements of Stonehold, wow. Deepholm. Stonehold's my own thing. Yeah, exactly, Necro. I like that idea. It's a good dent, but it's clear to me we're gonna have to handle this in a slightly different way. Don't worry, I got an idea for that. If you ever get tired of being a paladin, come look me up. You're good with those fleshy hands of yours. Well, I don't have all day. Well, then maybe you're okay after all. Alright. Don't get bent out of shape. Just give me a few moments with these parts.
We have to put an end to this. Now! Now! Go to the northwest to the front and kill their battle leader, Trogzor, the Earthenator.
No shit, Andrew. I'll go ahead and tell you guys. So you see this massive war that we're fighting here? The way they talk about it and the way they present it, it's pretty clear that this war was even, mathematically even. Neither side won or lost the war. Battles, sure, but all that ever happened is, mathematically speaking, it just balanced itself out forever. And this completely mathematically balanced fight has been going on for forever. There's a concept for this. It's actually a concept of long-term physics, like cosmology or astronomy or geology or that kind of thing. So the idea here being that the little details might move, but the long term will always be around a certain band of normalcy, right? Because random elements ensure that the Earthen can only reproduce at A rate, and the Trogs can only reproduce at B rate, and the Earthen are stronger than the Trogs, so the B rate, which is increased from the A rate, balances out, and yada yada yada. It's like the two sides are mathematically balanced, is all I'm trying to say. And then we show up. We are the variable that completely destabilizes that balance, and the Earthen finally end up winning the war against the Trogs for the first time in a ridiculous period of time. Now, I'm okay with that in Kata, because this is Kata. We're level 82 at this point in time. We've gone through Vanilla, we've gone through BC, we've gone through Wrath. We're now officially the main characters of the story, or at least several of the main characters of the story. So I'm okay with it here. That makes sense. Imagine if this was Vanilla. Imagine if we had just started adventuring, and we're still, rookie mercenaries, basically, and we end up ending the war that's been going on for 10 quadrillion years. Do you see where I'm going with that? Now let's go find Trogdor. There he is. Trogdor! Can't do the voice. Hardest fight I've ever been on WoW. Well, there is a boss I never actually beat. Not really, Mind Blast. Most of my source for lore at this point is just my own memory, which is why I screw up every now and then, because I don't have a perfect memory. The book was helpful. The book added a lot to troll lore. Anyways, hardest fight I've ever been on, I would probably say, is the Four Horsemen. I never fought Muuru back before the nerf, so I can't actually say that. And, I mean, I fought Heroic 25 Lich King and won, but it was pretty rough. It was pretty damn rough. But I did it. I actually beat Heroic 25 Lich King. I have never actually beaten the Four Horsemen 40-man, so... Yes, that is true. We have once again wiped out another army here. And Hylisk is correct. There is no doubt that Varian would swoop in and say, I ended the war! Because he's a dick. Is he dead? The other cudgel. Finally, we can move forward and rescue the Stonefather. The more I think about it, the more I like the idea that they literally craft new Earthen. Which would probably explain the reproduction thing. As I just mentioned, they probably can make Trogs faster than they can make Earthen, because Earthen are more complicated machines, if you follow. And Trogs, well, they're not. Anyways, one of Clay's catapult teams is broken down on the front. We should get those parts and get the catapult back in the fight. Alright, let's do it. Think you can make yourself useful for a change and rush some parts out to them. No, I'm sorry, I'm just busy single-handedly winning the war for you. Can't be bothered. Peace out. I like how their catapult launcher is a geode, by the way. That amuses me. A rose, spare delivery parts you have. Oh, I can't think of enough, Paladin. Let's see if we can get this catapult moving again. Alright, I think I've got it working again. You've got to get the catapult to the Stone Throg Town, Needle Rock Slag, just to the north of the front. The driver will go with you. We'll head back in the gravel now. There's no doubt the Stone Throgs will try to stop you. Oh, I got them, no worries. Oh, God! By the way, even their catapults are ruined. Which makes sense. That's probably the only way these things run. Like, I don't know how else this thing... This literally looks like a Flintstone car. So the ruins are probably the only reason this thing functions at all. It was true at one point in time, Raving Looney. And then it was removed, and then it was added back in. If you give me a moment. It's not quite the same anymore. It was in 40-man Nax, and a version of it is in 10 or 25 Nox. I actually don't remember which. I shouldn't call it Nax, it's actually Nox. Crap. Okay, we're okay, we're okay. Come on. The model is in a couple other places too, but that's not really relevant. But like I said, the Sword of 1,000 Truths was actually in Old Nax. Is that it? No, that's not it. Hang on. Crap, crap, crap. See you around, Azura. Take care on the drive. Try not to throw up on the drive. Get like some soda water or some ginger ale or something, so be like... and that way you can settle your stomach on the way home. Apparently, WKC, how dare you do what 100% of everyone else does? Where's that damn... Oh, there it is, there it is. Slayer of the Lifeless is the new one, Raving Looney. Right there. See, same model, and, you know, how can you kill that which has no life? Also, notice that the Trogs are recruiting fungus giants to fight with them here. This is nice. This is actually really cool. This is, I'd say, one of 2 areas in Kata, actually, where they simulate the feeling of being on the front line of a battlefield decently well, as opposed to, you know, most of the time, which you don't see that. The other being the Molten Front, of course. Another elemental plane. Well, Voxus, it's about time you got here. What kept you? My father's life is in jeopardy. Yes, sorry, I was helping single-handedly win the back lines of your war. You're welcome for defeating the other 2 fronts of the battle. By myself. The catapult chief looks at you. Word of your prowess is spread ahead of you, Blood Elf. Let's see if you can help us get these fungal horrors off the front. Oh, you brought another catapult with you. Clay may be older than dirt, but he makes a mean war machine. Well, you didn't bring it all the way out here for your hell, fleshbag. Get in one of those things and bombard the fungal terrors and the reinforcements streaming out of Needle Rock Slad. We need to keep them off the front. Okay. Death to the Scourge! And to the living! Are we dropping frames? I should move this back so I can see if we're dropping frames. There we go. I am not seeing any frame drops right now. Seriously though, WKC, I doubt anyone... Well, I doubt anyone around here. There's some frame drops. Would actually blame you if you kept ad blocker on. Remember, I don't actually get ad... Well, I get an extremely minuscule amount of ad money from YouTube. Most of my ad money on YouTube is actually stolen by people. And I get 0 ad money from Twitch because I'm too small a streamer for them. Because consistent income is not something that occurs to people. But whatever. Alright. Enough of my belly aching. That's a great start, but we're going to need you to fly over the town to stir up some trouble. It's a good thing you got a flying mount. Can you imagine how crazy it'd have to be in Deepholm without a flying mount? Ugh, that'd be insane.
We sent a number of our war constructs north of Needledog Slag, but none of them ever returned. We know that the Stone Throg Mystics have done something to them. What we're concerned about is the Mystics will control them and turn them back against us. Whoop, missed a thing. Okay, you are correct, Hylisk. And Hylisk is correct. That's why I said we're the destabilizing element. The whole point of this war is that the two sides are completely evenly matched, until all of a sudden we show up, and now we've got, like, this... I don't have a good way to show this, but and so now we are slowly helping to push the tide back because we weren't part of the equation before. So you are right, Hylisk, like I mentioned earlier. Interesting, WKC. Shrug. I usually am really specific at which people I turn off ad blocker for. I do it for a few people to support them, but that's it. The Needlerock Mystics have taken control of the fungal giants that have sprouted in their chasm. Now they seek to control our war constructs. Okay. I like his comment, by the way. He's so antagonistic. He's like, go north and do something about it. Isn't that what you're here for? You are an ungrateful dick. I'm here to help you people. And trying to save not only our world, but probably your world too. Exactly, Permeus. I'm glad you understand things. It is so true, Dirge. We walk in. What's that? You have a stable ecosystem? Not for long, you don't. We'll fix that right up. Few-less stone throgs is always a good thing. Glad to see you're a decent paladin after all. We'll soon know the exact location of where they keep my father captive. Yeah, no kidding, Hylisk. That was a nice bit of work, Volvoxus. With our constructs back up and running behind the main lines, it's only a matter of time now before I can make the big push to rescue the Stonefather. Down below Needlerock Chasm is where the Mystics are sprouting all those fungal monstrosities. I sent Slate Quicksand and a small force to deal with it. They've run into a snag. You remember the Arch-Geomancer? Would you fly down there and lend him a hand? Sure, why not? Ah, damn it, Bragwin, you missed my joke. Oh, well. Sadness. Hi, Bragwin. I still love this Emerald Waterfall. Or, I mean, I know that's not what it is, but that's what I like to think of it, because it's so cool. Sorry. Jazzing. Oh, good to see you again, Volvoxus. Now we'll get somewhere, because I know you'll actually get stuff done. Yeah, I heard one of the Earthen Ring call you. There's something about you being a PC. When Deathwing destroyed the World Pillar, he broke a rift between your world and ours. These spores and fungi are one of the consequences. Let's see if we can deal with them together. Yeah, by the way, remember, that rift has been there for months at this point. I don't know the exact number of months, but it has been months. This is plural. So, and yes, Spawn, technically, I mean related to, they're the same race, they're the same constructs, yeah. Theoretically, yeah, Darsh. Either that or they would be weaker than normal because there's so much, like, pressing down on them they can't use their power properly. I suppose it'd be one of those, if you're more disciplined, you're stronger. If you're not, you're weaker kind of situations. The Stone Throg Mystics are creating those fungal monstrosities from the giant mushrooms to the north. I want you to take a War Guardian to help deal with the giants and the Stone Throgs. Make your way to the mushrooms and target them. I and my Geomancers will sink them into the ground. Grab yourself a War Guardian and kill the fungal monstrosities. Now, if you're paying attention, the reason the Trogs have been so aggressive here is not just because of the non-stop war. See, this is actually kind of funny, and this again emphasizes how we are the player character, the main character as of Kata. Because, down you go. That mathematical balance in the two sides I mentioned earlier was already destabilized by the dimensions being
broken, basically. The barriers between the two dimensions being broken. Oh my god. It's like just tall enough for me to have to swim through it. So all this fungal stuff is here, and the Trogs have been taking advantage of it. There's a few other consequences of the barrier being broken. But the point being, the Trogs technically were actually winning. I shouldn't even say technically, they were winning until we showed up. Which, again, is funny because that means we are equal to more than all of the destabilizing elements of the mushrooms and the other fungal stuff here combined. Because, of course, we are. We're the main characters. Damn it. Don't do it, Norlex. These are Earthen, Dragon Cat. These are the original constructed dwarves that the Keepers made a bajillion years ago to be servitor races. Some of the Titan Forged is what they're referred to as. And these are Stone Trogs, also known as the original Trogs. Trogs untouched by the Curse of Flesh. So, who wants to hear something funny? Did you know that the Curse of Flesh can be transferred? We know this because of the WoW Chronicles book. One of the things that happened, Loken was worried about Ra-Den. You remember that? So he sent his forces, who were afflicted with the Curse of Flesh, all the way south to Uldum and to the Vale of the Golden Blossoms, and in so doing infected the Tolvir and the Mogu who were down there with the Curse of Flesh. If we happen to know for a fact that the Curse of Flesh is still present in us fleshy beings, then it would be extremely logical to assume that the dwarves who came in here, thanks to the connection to the outside, might spread the Curse of Flesh to the Earthen that are here. And the Trogs. So... yeah. Now that is true, Hylisk. I just find that amusing. Yeah, we're dropping all kinds of frames. Super redlining right now. Super redlining. Do not know what the hell is up with that. Oh, thank you, Volvoxus. We've never had such a problem in Deepholm before the destruction of the World Pillar. Your Earthen Ring must repair the damage. Yeah, I'm frickin' trying to. We don't... yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we did it. While you were out there, Pyrium Lodestone contacted me. He said he was here in a matter of urgency that your assistance was needed immediately. Return to him at the entrance of the Needlerog Slag. Sure thing. Oh, they'd better not, Norlex. I mean, I like Sarfang as much as anyone else, but no. We did that. I'd quote someone here, but it's vulgar. We memorized the cheat codes. We wrote down endless passwords. We knocked out Tyson, beat the Robot Masters, and saved the fricking princess. Sorry. I love that quote. Oh, we have good news and a slight problem. We found out where the Stonefather is. He's been held captive, and young Flint ran off to rescue him because he's a frickin' moron. I'll have to tell you this is bad. Flint's gonna get himself captured, or worse. The Stone Trog chieftain, Bouldergut, is at the end of the ledges to the north. Please, go after Flint and free them both. Do I have to? Like, do I have to free them? Can I just not? Is that a choice I have? No? Okay, okay. So I do find Trog architecture fascinating. Seriously, that's what we're looking at right here. I'm going to try and hold it still because I know we're dropping frames all over the place. You see this? This is like a little hole. I mean, this is like Minecraft survival mode just started playing the game level of architecture. Because they carve holes into these things. And they put just a little bit of like outcropping into there so they can have like something to grab onto to climb up and get into their holes. Or maybe that's there for like some kind of identification. You know, this is my hole, this is your hole. And that's pretty much it. That's the Trog that's the Trog architecture right there, and I love it. I love the stark simplicity while at the same time actually being functional. nature of it. You can see it a little bit better over here. You can also see how they use stairs. Ah, damn it, frame drop. You can see the stairway, if you could call it that, up here. For how they get up and down these places. And I've got little things marked off. Don't fall here. Falling bad. I don't know if they'd say that, but, you know. Maybe falling's okay for them. I don't know. And the chieftain, well, he gets over here in the corner. Now, if you're looking at this place, all of Deepholm kind of forms a bubble, sort of. Crater on the bottom, crater on the top, connected. So naturally, the chieftain would get over here in the very corner of it, because that's going to be the most important and most identifiable place. It's the place of veneration, if you will, where they can have things like unspeakable luxuries, like a roof over their head. It's incredible. It should be one. Hell, technically it should be easier to cure right now. If it can be cured, I want to add. It is worthy of note, we're not sure if curing the Curse of Flesh is possible, because remember, what they were doing in the Borean Tundra wasn't really curing them of the Curse of Flesh so much as converting them to metal. And similarly, what Siamat was doing to the Tolvir wasn't actually curing them so much as converting them to stone. Anyways. Goodbye. Follow them. Let me get... Oh, that was really loud. Ah, get away, get away. Let's get on. Ah, there we go, okay. This hero represents the Earthen ring. They need the middle fragment. Oh, you've saved both myself and my son. You have my gratitude, and that of my people. Yeah, I won your war for you too, by the way. Single-handedly! Not quite. Return to Perium Lodestone with the good news. We'll see you at Hearthstone. Stone Hearth. Shortly. I keep wanting to say Stone Hearth is Hearthstone. I can't imagine why. Red frames. Red frames. Tra-la-la-la-la. I would really like you guys to see the next big arc here, so I may try and restart. I mean, it's lunchtime. I don't have much to eat. But I might restart just to try and see if I can fix the internet connection. I don't think I can. I'm pretty sure it's all on Twitch's end. But I'll see what I can do about it. Oh, Volvoxus, you made it. How will we ever repay you? The Stonefather's waiting you back at Stone Hearth, and not Hearthstone. It's very different. I will say exactly one thing in favor of the Titan Forged. This is also true for the Keepers, too. They're incredibly arrogant, and they don't care about you, and they don't really even recognize you as living or life, unless you prove they're yourself to them, at which point they're pretty much your loyal friend forever. And I do kind of like that. It's actually a very dwarven mindset. Our heroine returns. You've saved my people, Valvaxis. You've earned that which you seek. I present you with the key to Stonehearth. May it unlock the vault in my home, and recover the middle fragment of the world pillar. Keep the fragment safe. Make certain to get to the Temple of Earth as quickly as possible. You know, I would have done that earlier if... Know that you're always welcome here. Sadly enough, we will never actually return to this place that I'm aware of. Who knows? Maybe they'll come up in the future. The Stone Earthen. Buffering, buffering. PowerPoint presentation. Buffering, buffering. Dropping all the frames. Oh, I bet our YouTube viewers are like, what the heck are they talking about? Looks perfectly smooth to me. Like I said, Bragon, I'm gonna fiddle with it. I'll fiddle with it. God, this place is gorgeous. Don't you... Isn't this PowerPoint presentation just amazing looking? I have not seen Yasharaj yet, no. I'd say link it, but you can't, unless you can whisper, in which case you can whisper. What the... Why are we suddenly summoning air elementals? Why are we summoning air elementals? Are we stupid? Are we just as stupid as the Twilight? There are enemies right now.
Krona Kai Christor.
You've returned. You've returned. Did you recover the middle fragment? The middle fragment of the world pillar. Thank you, Valvoxus. I can only imagine what you had to go through to get it to us. Yeah, I had to win a war. Yeah, yes, Spawn Carnage. That is literally correct. It's more like they blackmailed us. They're like, if you don't help us, you'll never get it. Kind of a situation. They should, Permeus.
Seek the path of the light.
2 pieces now, except it's not loaded yet.
What brings you here?
Only one piece of the world pillar remains, and it is in the hands of the Stone Mother herself. Worse, the temple has come under siege by elementals and giants. It is not a terrible leap of logic to assume they are acting by her will. You know what? Actually, hang on. We're going to go and try to do our break right now. I'll grab a bite to eat, but mostly I'm going to be working on this connection issue. I'll be back, guys.